Well, let me tell you something, brother. It's the Real Weird Sickos podcast. My name is Charles Kahn. I am the Masked Bastard, of course, your host for the evilest podcast all the way from Weirdsville, Sicko Town, USA. That's right. It's the spooking hour.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Here on Real Weird Sickos. With me, as always, is the lovely Jenna Dojangles.
Hi. It's a spooky time. Let's go.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
I'm sad because we're gonna be ready to wind down in 9 days. 9 days is the day from now.
See, I think Halloween begins November 1st every year, and it ends officially on October 31st. That's when Halloween ends. Halloween begins November 1st. That's how it works.
I'm not gonna lie, I like Christmas a lot. I'm not gonna lie about it.
The food I could do without, the family,
Yeah.
The thing about the thing about family and Christmas and all this stuff, it feels, the older I get, the more it starts to feel like work. It's like,
it's
God,
exhausting.
we got to buy for all these kids, and there's so many, and it's like everybody always has more, and every year they get 5 years older. And it's like, oh, God. Yeah, every year they're 5 years older than they were the year before.
I just got hit up from family members to see if I take them to a concert. And I guess it's like a Minecraft YouTubers band.
Oh, of course. Listen, Jenna, if there's one band that you have to see, it's a Minecraft YouTubers band.
Well, the guy is
gonna sing. Is he gonna sing Chug Jug?
He's a big Minecrafter, and he's got a band.
With you.
And I got a hit up trying to, bribe me to get these tickets. And then I look up the tickets, and guess what? They are for 3 tickets, $2,300.
Jenna, steam just came out of my nose.
300. Okay, let me tell you, I've probably been to, I don't know,
$2,300.
It's in my whole life, I've probably been to maybe 50 to 75 concerts. I don't even think I've spent all that much
in totality
on concert in totality than just one show. I was like, it can't be that. Oh my God, you got to be fucking kidding me.
There's a show. There's
a lot of people. A lot of people have bought tickets today, so it's there's a lot of kids.
Who's going to this kid? Who wants to see Minecraft YouTuber band?
I have no idea. I'm just
there's
it's a dream SMP person or something. I'm just
there's a show coming here in February, and I keep going back and forth about whether or not I even want to go to the damn thing. Because at first it was I have to go to this because how many chances am I going to get to go to this? It's William Shatner is coming for a Q&A and a screening of The Wrath of Khan, which of course everybody knows I love. And so, and there were different price tiers. So for $100, you get the autograph, which to me, I don't give a shit about an autograph. I don't care.
No, that's
$200, you get the autograph and a photo. And I feel like for the kind of person that I am, if I get a picture of me shaking hands with William Shatner, I'm shoving that photo in everyone's face as often and early as I can. It'll be hanging up on the fridge. I might have it blown up into poster size.
You know what I think is going to happen?
That would be worth it, I think, for that photo. But then I started to think, $200 that's a lot. And then I got to take off work because it's going to be late.
You're out. Oh my God! So now we're how much money at the end of the day because of that?
Yeah, then we're out $300. The money just keeps adding up, and then the gas. You know what's gonna happen at that whole. People are gonna do the SNL meme. Yes, Can you tell me what it was like to eradicate the Klingons? Well, it was excellent going up against the Klingons. Now, let me tell you a story all about...
How old is he now?
My good friend.
How old is he now?
He has to be pushing 80. I bet you he's 82 at the very least.
Oh, let's look that up.
I guarantee it. Do the Hey Siri. Hey Siri.
Hey Siri. You got to do it like Nikocado Avocado.
Hey Siri. My Siri, I just yell at. I cuss at it. I go,
Guess
hey Siri.
Guess how old he is. You're way off, by the way. You're way off, by the way.
Is he 92?
He's 91.
Wow.
He's 91 years old and he's still doing this shit. He's still going to Q&As about a movie from 1982. God.
Well, the movie.
That's a fucking hustle.
See, but Jen, this isn't just a movie, okay? This is the movie. This isn't just a Star Trek movie. This is the Star Trek movie.
I mean, I get it. I totally get it.
And it's like a direct sequel. You know, it's not so much a sequel to that first movie as it is a sequel to an episode of the series where he fought. Because it's a cool episode. It was called like The Evil Seed or Bad Seed, something like that, where Ricardo Montalban, he plays this bad guy who is a genetically superior human who has the thinking capacity of 10 men and the strength of 10 men. And somehow Captain Kirk is able to outwile this bastard. Like, that's the fun of that show. And the ending on that episode was that he sends this dude off. One of the crew members on the ship, a female crew member, falls in love with him, of course, because, you know, that's how gals are. They love a bad boy. And he decides to take, you know, so many of his genetically superior people that woke up with him to this planet that they found that was supposed to be like a nice little planet, you know, like a green, lush, vibrant place. But then Wrath of Khan, we do the excellent move of, well, actually, pal, like 6 months after they left, the planet turned into hell. Just this bitter, like, desert planet that is just the worst of the worst, like worse than Dune worse. And Khan, you know, like Khan loses the girl and then blames Captain Kirk and just sees for years plotting and planning an intricate revenge on Captain Kirk. And that's the movie, is these two fuckers like, going at one another.
Here's the thing. At 91 years old, traveling is hard, okay? Let me tell you.
Yeah.
It wears me out so fucking much. I went to Buffalo last weekend and I went to Canada, like both of those. My God, like traveling just fucking wipes me out for days. It wipes me out for days. So I can imagine at 91, like how much that has to wipe him out. Like,
I wonder if he's traveling, like would Shatner have the big tour bus set up?
Even
would
that,
he have,
you know what?
Because some of those tour buses are really nice.
That has got to probably be even more tiring. I don't know. I feel like that's got to be more tiring than getting on a plane, but I could be wrong. I've never done anything like road trips.
Yeah, I'm
like
curious.
Just road trips in general fuck me up too. Like it just, depending on how long, and if like for some reason, if he's like going across the country with this shit, like you kind of have to give him props in a way because that's hard. That's fucking hard for anybody to do. Let alone a guy like fucking 9 years like shy of turning 100. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if you're hitting West Virginia, it's like, like is he really as hot as it used to be? But he's Captain Kirk. Maybe he's a man of the people. Maybe he knows where people love him. Because people here love Star Trek just the same as anywhere else in the world. Maybe he's that guy. He's like, well, if the sun's shining, let's go make some hay. Like my people are here. They're going to show up here.
I must go when people need me.
I got a feeling that it's going to be a packed house.
Probably.
I got a feeling
if
we go to that thing, it's going to be packed ass to ass. And some of the people that are in my world, the Dungeons and Dragons world that I hang with, they had to buy it. They instantly, like, they called us.
The geeks are totally going.
Yeah, the geeks. Like, the one gal,
the geeks are going.
You know, she's in her 50s. She's like, I am going to this thing. I am going to get the picture with him. I am getting the autograph. Like, I am not missing this opportunity.
Isn't he an asshole in person?
See, I've heard conflicting things. I've heard.
Yeah, me too.
There was a wrestler who said that Shatner was the kindest dude he ever met. And was so cool because he thought, you know, here's William Shatner. He's going to have this crazy entourage and all these people and assistants. And it'd be me sending emails back and forth. And it's like he got his number from somebody to book him as a guest on his show. Sent him, you know, got a hold of him. And it was actually him that answered and was like, yeah, I'll do the thing. Like, when is it? Where are we going to be? Gave him the directions to where his place was. Shatner drove himself over to the guy's house. Sat there with him for, 2 hours, did the show with him, hung, and then drove himself away. Like, and this was not that long ago. So he was in his upper 80s and said he was the coolest dude in the world. Yeah. And so you think,
yeah. I mean, but in a way, it's kind of like, but how long ago was this? I'm thinking
probably pre-pandemic.
Oh, so kind of recent, because you have to figure, like, at a certain age, you get really, really cranky and you just don't want to talk to people anymore.
See, I feel like Shatner is a talker. Like, he's one of those dudes. Some guys are just talkers. Some guys want to sit and have that chat, and some guys are I'm instantly shut down in any situation where it's more than me and two other people. Yeah. Some people are that guy where they hold court, and I think Shatner's a hold court kind of guy. Yeah. I think I picture him walking out like Ric Flair, just the stud of studs. Hello, everybody, it's me, William Shatner. And just, everybody applauds and claps and cheers, and then has everybody line up and ask questions. And if it's, I'm sure it's the sort of thing like stand-up comedians where they want to use whatever questions are to tee off into stories they've told 500 times because they know the beats, they know the anecdotes, because that's kind of the work of it. But that's still, if he's got the beats and anecdotes worked out, because he's been doing this shit for 50 years. Like, Star Trek was in the 60s.
It's a lot. And, I think like all celebrities are going to have their moments. I mean, I guess not everybody's like a James Corden, which, by the way, why is everybody surprised?
About that guy?
Why is everybody surprised about this? That some guy who acts all jovial isn't really that way. Like, this is just Ellen. This is like dude Ellen.
Yeah. I heard stories about Ellen from people that worked on that show that she was the biggest bitch in the world. That bitch wasn't even the bitch was the lightest thing they could use to describe her. They went hard C. Yeah, they went hard C for Ellen. Yeah, that she was just yelling at people and throwing shit and just, flying to rages over nothing.
Yeah. And Corden, who just like, okay, like as far as when you're at a restaurant, like I think if you are, you don't have to be an asshole to people. Like you don't. So
the story was, for people that don't know, is James Corden he was a butthole to a waiter, I think was the story.
And multiple occasions at the
same place, right?
No. At different restaurants owned by the same person.
Oh.
Yes, different restaurants owned by the same guy. Lots of different reports of him just being the biggest fucking douche nozzle. And here's the thing, like, I do understand to a certain extent, if you go to really nice restaurants, you expect a certain level of service. However, you don't get to be an asshole to people.
If I went to Shoney's, I wouldn't expect people to, like Shoney's, everybody knows what a Shoney's is, what level of food that is. If we're going to Shoney's, I'm going to be as nice as possible. Like, I'm not going to be mean. Like your Olive Gardens, your Chili's, your what other food is at that tier? Your Red Lobsters. Like, it's not
factories.
Yeah, your Cheesecake Factory. They might be one peg above the other ones, but they're still pretty low on that pegboard.
Yeah,
I did not like the Cheesecake Factory when I went there. The food was not.
I had a terrible Cheesecake Factory in New York last week. They're all good down here, but it was like fuck. I was like fucking gassing it up to my boyfriend like crazy. Like, I really like.
You're not gonna believe the Cheesecake Factory is so good.
And then he was just like, he just wasn't impressed. I swear to God, it hit different.
Just takes one bite, goes.
Let me tell you something about Buffalo, New York. Place,
tell me all about Buffalo.
It fucking hits different out there. I think out of all the places I've ever been to in my whole life, Canada's really, really nice and clean, and people are really, really nice. It's like, it's not a meme. It's true, obviously. But like,
hello there, Jenna. How you doing?
They are so nice. But like, if you like Buffalo, but if you cross the border into Buffalo, it's so different. Like, people are just, they hit different so badly. So it's like,
I picture it being more of a rural area.
It's weird because they have like a downtown that looks pretty poppin', but the whole vibe is just so different than when I've ever gone bar hopping in any downtown situation. It just, the whole vibe was different. And I'll tell you something, like, it was packed out. Like, we were out there like on a Saturday night and like it was packed out. The whole downtown area was like bumping, and like there's a lot of Buffalo PD, but there's just so many people like just walking around. I smelled more weed in Buffalo, New York than I have anywhere else in my whole life, just out in the open. We could be at the mall. You just got that
smell, huh?
Somebody's fucking toking up at the mall. I shit you not. And there's like there's cops there, but it's just like they've just given up and they just don't give a shit, you know? And it was so different. But like we went
I've
to
heard
this
that
one,
about hippie cities like your Aspens, your Austin, Texas.
But I've been to a lot
whatever
of hippie
that place
cities.
was in Virginia. I can't think
There's
of the
a
hippie
lot
city
of
in Virginia.
places up in NorCal. I mean, you think like you got your Santa Cruz, which is like a super, super hippie town. I smelled more weed in Buffalo than I ever have out there. It's
like
so
Cheech and
strange.
Chong everywhere you went.
Yeah. And so we went to this one restaurant. It was like a bunch of us, like Saturday night, because we have a friend who, Nick Crowley, like he's kind of local to there. And we went to this Italian place that it looked really nice, but it's different than restaurants that are here. And our server guy was like, almost like that stereotypical New York guy.
Hey, how you doing? You want some food here, huh?
Like his name was
Can I
Gino
take
or
your
some
orders?
shit. Yeah, so it's
Hey,
like,
whoa, I'm doing some waitering here.
and it's like we ordered our food. It took them an hour and a half.
Hey, I got your food right here.
An hour and a half to get our food. It was insane, and the food wasn't all that great. And it was just kind of like, damn, man. It just hits different out here. Like everywhere we went was just so different. And yeah, I mean, it's just a lot different than out here. Like I said, I was in more culture shock there than I've ever been anywhere. I mean, and I've been everywhere in Florida. I've been way up north. I've been central. I've been south. And there's a lot of culture shock that hits there. I was way more in New York. And I always heard the meme that like people from Canada are going to say like, if you go to Niagara Falls, obviously like Canada's the good side and New York is the shit side. And I always thought that was just like people from there just kind of making that a thing, you know? No. That shit is real as fuck. Like the New York side of Niagara Falls is dark, super dark and dirty and bleh. And then you go to the Canadian side, which it's super touristy trappy, like just down the street from the falls. You got your Ripley's, Believe It or Not, and stuff like that. And usually
all that junk.
Yeah, like usually touristy trap areas are really gross and dirty. It was the cleanest shit I've ever seen in my life. I was like in total shock. I was like, what the fuck? Like you usually don't see places like that without like a bunch of like shit everywhere, like surrounding.
You know, I say junk, but the Ripley's Believe It or Not stuff I loved.
Yeah,
the
but
couple
it's one
of
of
them
those
we've
things.
gone through.
If you do it once, you never have to do it again. Like it's done.
I imagine
you never
they're
have to
all
go
the
again.
same across the whole country.
Yeah,
The same
But,
kind
like,
of
in
crap
Canada, it
everywhere,
was
like your
different.
Fiji mermaids and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
It was different, but like seriously, Buffalo, like I guess they have like a big old opioid problem there. So there's like billboards everywhere for it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. There's four kinds of billboards you'll see driving through. One of them,
the 4 billboards.
the 4 billboards is
Number 1.
beer,
Number 2.
Buffalo Bills.
Number
And
3.
sometimes it'll be beer and Buffalo Bills. Number 3 is auto mechanic shops, and number 4 is addiction.
Number 4. Number 4 is addiction. Okay.
It hits so different out there. So it's like when I got back, it was just like
back
back
to the
to California,
West
where you
Coast.
get where you get
Just take
off,
one
where
deep
you-
breath as you step off the plane and start choking on smog.
Seriously, it's like, and then you see the billboards there, and they're like HIV tests and shit. It's like,
Ugh.
like it's just like there's
It's one of those
there's
neighborhoods
this
you drive
one-
through and you
no,
just see
there's this one
gun store,
when
liquor
you're-
store, gun store,
when you're,
pawn
when
shop.
you're exiting,
What's
when
check
you're
cashing
exiting
place?
LAX, when you're exiting LAX, there's like a STD testing like billboard. That one's been
It's
there
like
for
right
months.
there, huh?
So it's like, okay, it's like, I'm back home now.
Yeah.
I can kind
Back-
of breathe.
Back to the hell that you know.
Yes, exactly. It's the hell that you know. Everywhere is hell, but there's only one hell that's home. And for me, that's California.
You know, the opioid thing, I wonder if there's a place that just doesn't have, because you say opioids, but I instantly hear like, well, that's your pain pills. That's the dudes
Yeah.
eating the pills.
I'll tell
Like,
you
I
how
wonder
that
if there's a
perpetuates.
place, is there anywhere in America or anywhere in the world even, because it's got to be worldwide, right?
I'll
Is
tell
there
you.
anywhere
I'll
where
tell
it's
you
not an issue?
I'll tell you how opioid, at least in this country, how it perpetuates. So a lot of these drug companies will kind of like cut deals with doctors, right? Like you prescribe our shit, we'll make it worth your while kind of thing. So there's a lot of lazy doctors out there. So if somebody breaks their collarbone and they don't want to manage their pain, because if somebody breaks their collarbone and a doctor just prescribes like extra strength Motrin or some shit and say that doesn't work, that patient is going to come back to the doctor and say, hey, this shit isn't working. I need something else for my pain. And so,
all right, let me give you the strongest shit possible.
Or no, they're supposed to just manage it, just taper it up. You're not supposed to. But what they're doing is instead of just giving somebody like Motrin or just a little bit of like Ultram or something like that, what they'll do is that they'll go straight for the fucking like oxycodone or the fucking morphine, something that's totally not necessary. Like you have a broken collarbone, and then the next thing you know, you're addicted to opioids. That is
the one with
mostly
the D,
how it perpetuates.
Demerol.
Dilaudid.
Somebody said that Dilaudid. Yeah,
Demerol's good. It like big as far as that, but Dilaudid's like really huge too.
Yeah, somebody told me that they got into a motorcycle crash, and they got scraped off the road in an ambulance. It took the guy started giving them stuff, and he said, it's all right back again. Like they hooked him right back on the shit again.
Yep, they did.
Like they gave him the one that started with a D. It was Dilaudid, Demerol.
Probably, yeah, one of the two.
I don't know.
One of the two. Yeah, in an emergency situation, it was more than likely Demerol. Because it hits. So, yeah, it's bad. That's mostly, honestly, how these addictions. That's how they start out. So
some real weird sickos
sad.
Out there.
There is, but I'll tell you,
like what kind of monster pushes drugs like that and thinks this is how I'm going to make my living.
People that want money, lazy
but
people.
But you would think, Jen. As much schooling and as much like the crazy residencies where they have to be up for 36 hours, sleep 2 hours, and then be up another 72 hours trying to help people, and prescribe things and talk to patients. You would think the doctors of all people would not be lazy.
You would be surprised.
How does a doctor become lazy?
You would be surprised. I think sometimes they get to a point in their career where they just lose their focus on why they're doing it in the first place. I think, and I think a lot of clinicians, just in general, doctors, nurses, dentists, they kind of lose
even the goddamn dentists.
Why they're doing it in the first place. Fucking dentists are assholes.
Isaac Yankum, yes, he's getting lazy.
You know what's really gross, though? I have on my desk right now. I ordered one of those adult Happy Meals when I was in New York.
You got the adult Happy Meal.
I did. So I got this little guy that looks like an aborted fetus. Wearing McDonald's merch. It is the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I brought it back. I kept him.
So is it like a Grimace?
He's like a yellow guy. And he's got this weird smile. I didn't get the Grimace. I wanted the Grimace. What does it have? Like a bunch of eyes or some shit?
I guess he's just purple. I don't know. I don't know anything about the adult Happy Meal.
I know it looks weird.
That it exists. And I know that for Halloween, they have those friggin' buckets.
Oh, okay.
Jenna.
All right. I have two.
Here we go with these buckets. You've got two.
I have two. I first got McBoo, which is the ghost.
The little white one.
I got the witch yesterday, the green one.
So that's the green one. You're looking for the pumpkin now.
I'm looking for the pumpkin. That's the one that I wanted. That if I got that one at the beginning, I was just going to stop and be okay because I'm kind of a pumpkin hoe. I love pumpkins so much. But obviously, I haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, women love pumpkins.
Women be loving the pumpkins.
A woman from loving a pumpkin.
Seriously though, but ever since I was a kid, I just love the colors and the jack-o'-lantern shit. So, but I can't get it. I can't find it. So it's I'm gonna have to, do my best this weekend to
I got
venture
a cousin who works at a McDonald's. I'm gonna try to get a hold of her, and I'm gonna be like, hey, is any of those, those Happy Meal bucket things? Would you maybe hook me up with 3 of them? One each.
How long are they going to be around? Because I'm scared that
they have
I'll get
to be
the two that I didn't want, and I won't end up with the one that I
can't see those
wanted.
things going after the 31st, right? Why would they sell them in November?
Yeah, they're not going to sell them in November. What if they cut them off in a week?
Yeah, if it was up to me, Jen, then Halloween stuff would be rolling out all year. There would be a whole season of The Simpsons that was however many episodes is in that season of the Simpsons, every episode would be a Treehouse of Horror episode.
Yes.
Every single episode that season. That'd be what I would do. I would make horror movies all day, every day. That would be the world I want to live in. I want to live in the Rob Zombie Cribs house, where it's just spooky shit everywhere you go. There's like a screening room with every bad horror movie you could imagine on VHS.
Yes.
And just paintings of, you walk in, it's like a torture chamber and all sorts of medieval weaponry and like creepy art. That's would be what I want. That and a solid gold toilet.
What are you gonna be for Halloween?
I could be bum. I feel like I could be bum pretty easily.
Okay.
Hobo, tramp, scamp, scallywag. I could be any of those.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be something simple, like cheapo skeleton mask, something, because I feel like I'm a little too old to really to sit there and do 8 hours of makeup, and it's like I'm not handsome enough to be Dracula. I can't be the Dracula guy, because you got to be a smooth operator to be Dracula. And part of the theater is learning that there are different people in the cast, and some people are your A-list guys who are the top of the call sheet, and some guys are soldier number 4 who comes in and says one line of dialogue, and that's all he says, and then he leaves the scene, or he's in every scene, but he's like one of Romeo's buddies in the background. He's that guy, and so that's not nothing. That's not a bad spot to be in. To be ninth guy on the call sheet who's in every scene, but he's kind of in the background, has very little dialogue, but he's there.
Yeah.
And I'm not handsome enough to be Dracula. That's my point. So I'm thinking full face mask. I think that's what we go for.
There you go.
Skeleton, ghoul, maybe pumpkin. Maybe I'll get one of those fancy ones from Halloween 3. The silver shamrock ones.
Those are
if I could find those.
I saw those. I honestly think I saw that at Spirit Halloween.
Because there's the witch, there's the pumpkin, there's the skeleton. There's 3 of them. See, in Halloween 3, they have the snakes and stuff crawl out of them. That was like the witch's plan in the movie Halloween 3. For whatever reason, they never picked that up in any of the sequels. And I thought, of all the things you could do with Michael Myers, why wouldn't you do something with that, the Halloween 3 plot? Nothing.
Yeah.
For 30 years, they've done nothing.
Nothing. Actually,
what were you saying, Jen? You went to Spirit of Halloween.
We went. I think I saw those, but it just reminded me. I went to a spooky house last week in
a spook house.
It was a place that had like 4 or 5 different mazes. I think it was 5. It was called a Fright World, and it's like,
nice.
I guess it's like the big thing. But they did it so well. It actually was like. There was a couple of them that were kind of scary as fuck. Like there was one where it was like a carnival.
Nice.
And it was pretty fucked up. And then you walk into this one room and then there's like a bridge. And then there's like this neon like vortex.
Is it the kaleidoscope thing?
Yeah. And you're walking through it and you think the bridge is moving, but it's not.
Yeah.
But you feel like you're going to fucking fall. And then, that one was actually pretty fucked up. And then there was one, it was like a chain link fence maze, but it's all foggy and strobe lighty. So it's like if you got the lovely epilepsy, you couldn't go.
So it's like the start of Silent Hill where you have to go and those 2 little gremlin things come out and stab you.
And there's there's people that are coming out. One guy was like walking down, like climbing down the chain link fence. That fucked me up for like the rest of the night.
Yeah.
It was pretty fucked. There was an asylum one. It was pretty fucked. And then there's one, I can't remember. You're walking through it and then all of a sudden it goes black. And you're pushing your way through like this black, like it's black inflatable like on each side, and you're kind of just squeezing your way through almost like a birth canal.
Oh yeah, they love doing those at these haunted places.
Pitch black, and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. Like this is, and then like the chainsaw guys who like chase you out, like you're getting towards the end, and dudes, but they were using like real chainsaws, and you know how it's like very compartmentalized space, so it's like you're like huffing all these gas fumes.
So let me tell you the trick with those chainsaws. The chains on those things don't actually have blades on them. If they
No,
did,
they don't. They don't. And you
I'd
know what?
say
And
it's
then,
one of those ones that if it actually hit meat, it was one of those ones. They have chainsaws where if you stick like a hot dog weenie into it or something, it just completely stops cold. Like it just will not saw through flesh at all. Like the really nice chainsaws. And then there's the junk ones that'll just cut a finger right off.
Well,
you know,
they obviously didn't they didn't do it, but like it was like a big group of us, right?
It's my logging minute.
Like it was Jorge, who was just on like a couple weeks ago.
Our boy Jorge.
It was our boy Jorge, and then like Nick Crowley, and then me and my boyfriend, and then Nick's girlfriend, and then Jorge's girlfriend. So we had like we were walking kind of like in this line where we were like linked up, like a bunch of fucking.
You're doing doing the Dorothy thing, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, lions and tigers and bears.
We were like in a single file line kind of thing.
Oh, I love that. That's fun.
And it was so cute because it's like my boyfriend didn't know that they couldn't touch you until like maybe like the third one. He was like, "Oh wait, they can't touch you."
Like, oh no, he figured out the cheat. Oh no. I have a problem with those spooky houses where I laugh hysterically. I have the most fun of my life.
You would have had fun at this one because it was pretty fucked. And coming from California where they do them up really big, and I've been to Universal Halloween Horror Nights, all of that shit. They did it really good. They did it good in buttfuck New York. Like
there's one we went to in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. It's in Pittsburgh somewhere, the Fright Farm, where they convert like a whole farm into this haunted house. There's like a corn maze. There's you do like a haunted hayride where you're like leaning on the back of the truck and the guy's chasing you with a chainsaw. Like that's fun. That's fun shit.
Those are fun. I actually really like the outdoor ones. During COVID, a lot of these places were freaking out because they didn't know what to do. So a lot of them did drive-thrus back in like 2020.
What is a drive-through spook house? What is that?
It was actually
what do you do with that?
Really good. You can look a few of them up on YouTube that were out here.
I have to. I have to find that out.
They did them really well because they would come up to your car and like fuck with you, like because you had all the windows down and you were going really, really slow. And
what if they could like spray fake blood on you or something that would just wipe off?
They did it so well. There's one. There's one.
The House of 1,000 Corpses where they cover the car in blood.
Well, they had that.
Like, freak everybody out.
They had that in Universal, and it was amazing when they had that back then. Actually, there's one local to me that you really do need to sign like hella waivers before you go in.
Oh, I've heard of these crazy ones with the waivers where it's like, well, actually, if you die,
well, they have stun guns.
This is some serious shit here. I don't want to be stun gun. That's not fun.
No, you can wear something called a mercy necklace, so you have like a big glow in the dark pussy necklace.
Pussy necklace.
It's the pussy necklace, and they'll yell at you because the whole premise is that you're in a prison for the criminally insane.
God.
And so they're yelling.
I don't want to be yelled like that. I don't want to be yelled at.
They're yelling at you, and when they see you, and when like the guard characters would see you, like they would yell at you and like call you like a big gigantic pussy. Oh, we got a fucking pussy here. Like they don't play. That one is actually really good. I haven't gone to. That's actually the one in New York. It's the only one I've gone to this year.
I don't want to go to that.
Go to Haunted Hayride.
That is too much for me. I don't want to be stun gun. Don't yell at me. Don't spit at me. Anything that sprays me.
They can't spit. They can't spit because that's a health hazard and assault. So they can't do that. No spitting. Please. Good.
I don't want to be. Don't roll me up in a rug and beat me. Don't do that either. Throw me down a flight of steps. I don't want that. That's not spooky. You know what? That's not fun spooky.
Speaking of Jorge, he fucking pissed me off at one of these, right?
That's better than pissing on you.
We're walking and like it's only like him and his girlfriend are the ones behind me, right? So him and his girlfriend Allie, who we're walking and we're coming around like, you know, when you come around those tight corners, those really slender hallway kind of things. Yeah. And I'm just like walking, minding my own business, and I'm just like, okay, like I'm waiting for the next spook to come out.
Yeah, because they do this thing at all these places where there's all these weird compartments and things that'll open up and somebody can just drop down.
Sometimes you don't know when a jump scare is coming.
Yeah, like a clock can spin backwards and go, ugh.
Yeah.
Just
or they have
like
they have like those what are those fucking like shutters where you think somebody's not there, and then all of a sudden like these shutters pop open and they scream at you. That's fucked up. But we started getting good at it towards the end. But I'm walking and I'm just looking like, all right, looking for the next spook, just keeping vigilant over here.
Yep, no spooks for me.
And Jorge goes, hey, he says like, hey, like, what's that on your shoulder or something? I turn around and there's this guy who's literally like basically on my shoulder with this weird ass mask. He'd been following me like that for the fucking longest time. I almost punched him in the face. I was like, Jorge, seriously, fuck you. I was like screaming.
Yeah.
I was like, that was fucked up, man.
God, I got a meme of something like that where... I almost
shit myself when I turned around. I was like, come on, man, I'm going to piss myself.
Where somebody's talking tough and then they turn around and it just lights up at the bottom. I screamed so loud that I blew my mic out for the rest of the video. Like, oh God, that's funny.
Jesus Christ.
Because they just turn around and see some weird creature in the game, and they're in like one of these VR things, so everything feels more real than it should. I don't like the VR. I think I'm anti-VR
I
now.
don't like.
I think I'm done with VR.
It's too much. I'm claustrophobic. I'm claustrophobic, so that fucks me up big time.
Write down Jen's one weakness: claustrophobia.
Yeah, and heights.
Roll her in a rug and throw her down a flight of steps.
Oh boy,
scare the shit out of you.
Heights too. I can't do heights. I'm not a bitch that can do heights.
All right, so a really, really big set of steps. We put you in a box and we just shove you down.
Oh, that would be a nightmare. That's a nightmare.
And it's like it's a plastic box, so you have to see out of it the whole time. But you're up like a flight of steps, like a Buddhist temple set of steps.
And then I can't move.
Yeah, you're tied up, and you're in. We've got you bound. We've got you. Jesus Christ, what a scenario! You're bound. You're inside like a plastic box or container, and you're being shoved down this Ace Ventura 2 When Nature Calls, just super long length of stairs. Maybe like a crazy water slide. You ever go down one of those crazy water slides?
Water slides are cool. I don't like the ones where you kind of like are lifted off of it for like a while, for like just a little bit. The ones that go straight down, those fucking freak me out. I don't like water parks though. Water parks are actually fucking horrible.
I think the water parks are really gross.
They're nasty.
Couple of experiences I've had at the water. Yeah, the pee-pee. There's so much pee-pee. I feel like there's just too many. It doesn't feel good being over 20 and noticing, there's a lot of 17-year-olds in charge of safety here. This don't feel right. Like carnivals, where it's the sketchiest dude in the world who's like dangling the cigarette, beer in one hand, and he's the one running the ride.
His life is literally in your hands.
He's the one running these rides, and if you really look at it, you're like, oh, it's not a whole lot holding this thing on. Like, what is this? This isn't that safe. This is dangerous as shit.
We went up in the
Ferris wheel. Going in the Ferris wheel, I don't think I ever want to do that ever again. Like the simple little Ferris wheels
wheel are hell. Even simple ones, but let me tell you what they have at California Adventure at Disney. Okay, they have something called the Mickey and Friends wheel, and take like a regular Ferris wheel size and just multiply that by at least 5. Okay.
Oof. So it's a big one. It's like a monster size thing.
It's a monster. It's really, really high. So there's 2 lines when you get into line there. There's one line for the stationary ones, the stationary carts. And then there's another line for the swinging carts.
So they like flip and flop?
They flip from side to side to side to side to side to side when you're going around, and it's hell, and you feel like you want to die.
Beverly Hills Cop 3. Like that's all I'm picturing.
Yes, it's the worst. I always think of that because like there's that part at the tram tour at Universal. You know, that one ride that is the alien one from Beverly Hills Cop 3 with the water that comes down. You've seen that. Okay. You know what I'm talking about,
I remember
right?
Beverly Hills Cop 3. I've never been to Universal.
Well, that part at Universal.
I've never been to Disney World either.
That is actually part of the tram tour still, so I always think of it. No, but You ever been to Disney World? Oh,
Never been to Disney World.
Charles.
I would love to go.
You got to go to
I feel
Disneyland.
like I'd be
Disney World
I
isn't
would
as
be
good. Sorry.
I would be as happy as that guy when he hit Little Bigfoot on the Plinketto board. I would just be thrilled from ear to ear, hands in the air, like, oh my God, we're in Disney World. And I would instantly like be like, okay, I think I'm over it. Like just as soon as we step off and we're charged $50 for a bottle of water. Like I would.
It is not. You could actually go get free water. Did you know that?
If there's free water at Disneyland?
If you go to any to any place that sells fountain beverages at any Disney park, and you just ask them for ice water, they'll give you a big old fucking large ice water, and you don't have to pay for that. So if you're buying water at any Disney park, you're getting ripped off because you're getting Dasani bottled water and it's shit. Go to the places where they sell fountain drinks, and you could do it on a mobile order, so you don't have to wait in line. So what you do is you just do the mobile order, and then at the window, they'll have your big old fat fucking ice water right there. Don't buy water at Disneyland, people. Don't fucking stop it. Fight the power. Hack. I just gave you the best hack ever. Now use it wisely. Like, take advantage of that shit. I never buy water at Disneyland. Fuck that. Hell no.
I always wanted to go on the one. It was a Twilight Zone ride. I remember seeing it when I was a kid.
Tower of Terror. They still have it.
Tower of Terror.
They still have it in Orlando at Hollywood Studios, but at
it always
Disney,
looked so cool.
But here in California, they changed it to Guardians of the Galaxy. And let me tell you about it.
That seems so lame compared to Twilight Zone.
I hesitated for a really long time because I was pissed off because I was a Tower of Terror enthusiast and I really loved it.
Because it's spooky and it's fun. It's the Twilight Zone.
It's great and it had a good mood. Because like when you walk into the building, when you're walking into the queue, it's an old like 1920s, 1930s Hollywood hotel. And the music is like haunting and everything is like
there's like the fun bellhop guy. Hello there, everybody.
Yes, the cast members that work there are wearing bellhop uniforms and they're all deadpan as fuck, like basically like you're gonna die attitude. It was a great vibe. So they changed it over to Guardians of the Galaxy. And I probably hesitated for maybe like a year because I was so pissed off. I was kind of like boycotting it.
What does the cast do there? Are they just the Guardians of the Galaxy?
It's like a museum thing. And I thought the premise sounded so fucking retarded. I was like, this is stupid. I don't want to go on it. So when I finally went on it, I fucking loved it. It was like when Squidward,
I heard they shot stuff with the guys from the movie.
It was like
so there's little bits and stuff there with them.
Remember when Squidward didn't want to eat the Krabby Patty?
I don't want to eat the Krabby Patty.
And then he chowed the Krabby Patty and SpongeBob's like, you like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward? That's what it was. That's what it was for me in the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. Great ride.
The Guardians of the Galaxy is such a weird franchise because that comic come out because the original run of the comic that has like totally different characters from the 70s, later 60s. And the other characters like Groot and those guys, like they had solo books here and there. They did like a run in, let's see, so I would have probably been out of high school. So that would have been like 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. They come out with another run of comics doing like, they let guys build out the Marvel space stuff. Mm-hmm. And they did like a new team of the Guardians of the Galaxy. People loved it. And then they did the movie adaptation, which kind of takes some of that modern team. There's still a few members of the modern comic that's just missing, like Moondragon. She's a gal with a bald head who packs a big sword. For some reason, they just haven't put her in there. Like they got the Mantis, they got Drax the Destroyer, all these weird characters. But try to think who else was in there. The talking dog. They had the talking dog in the movie. He's got like a little spacesuit on. He's a Russian cosmonaut dog.
They have.
But he didn't talk in the.
They have that in the museum. So when you walk into the museum of the ride, it's cute. It's so cute, and they have him in the ride too. It's adorable. It's like my favorite part when I walk in there. But yeah, I really liked it.
But would he be more adorable if he was a talking Russian dog and he had thick Russian accent? Hello, Jenna.
No,
it is me. I am Russian dog.
I kind of like him not talking because all talking dogs just
remind me
of Poochie. Let me
tell you about dog problems. I chase my tail all day, but I smell like ash. Ask me how I'm doing. Go ahead, ask.
How are you doing?
Rough.
God damn it. Oh my God. So yeah, Halloween spooks.
I love Halloween. I'm
I
so
do too.
ready for Halloween. I just want to hook Halloween in my veins.
I do too.
Just live Halloween. If I could just
live
Halloween all day, every day with like spider webs and these, the orange tree thing that we've got up and all these little coffin things everywhere and candy. Oh my God, Jenna. I plan to eat so much candy. I might
fucking size Snickers. Let's go. That's Halloween to me.
I want to eat so much candy that I physically get sick. And the person was with me that was a nurse, and they explained like, "Where you going?" They had letters for it. They said, "Is it DKB, DKA?" They said it was
diabetic ketoacidosis. That's like you just eat way too much.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I'm probably not going to eat that much candy. Like 50 pieces of candy, is that too much? Because I was like, that's 10 Reese cups, that's 10 Milky Ways, that'd be 10 Hershey bars. And these aren't like the full size candies. These are those little fun size bullshit candies.
I'm going to go into DKA because I went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning and I got all the spooky donuts.
Oh, they got spooky donuts. What spooky donuts did you get?
Oh, I'm gonna post it right now. I'm gonna post it.
Yes. Which thing am I looking at? Because I'm looking at the audio thing.
Just go to the main lobby.
Main lobby.
And if you want to see what I'm posting, join our Discord, okay? But look at these guys. No, I posted in memes. My bad. It's in memes.
Yeah, memes. There we go, memes.
Look at all these guys.
Oh, you got pumpkin. All right, I'm gonna describe now. You've got pumpkin here in the middle. This one's a spider. There's you've got the chocolate
donut hole that looks like a spider. Fucking donut.
You got the chocolate ones, but they have the sprinkles, the jimmies, as some people in less civilized parts of this country call them, the jimmies.
Then you have
but they're black and orange.
You have pumpkin flavored at the top corner.
Then you've got
the
pumpkin cake donuts at the top left. Then these chocolate ones down here, these are just chocolate cake donuts,
Those
or
are
are they
just chocolate cake donuts? And then
and then this guy on the right probably has like pumpkin filling or grape filling or something.
These two, you can't tell, like there's just ones with no hole, no hole in chocolate. They're actually pumpkin shaped. You couldn't. It doesn't pick it up very good, but they're actually pumpkin shaped too. So I just got every spoon. I got every
allowed.
I got every spooky one, and I was like, because I just wanted the fucking spider donut. And then I go in and then I end up buying a dozen. I was like,
yeah.
I couldn't say no to all of them. They were also good spooky boys.
I bet I could eat all 12 of those donuts.
They're good. They're
just sitting here right now.
People shit on Dunkin', but I actually like Dunkin' Donuts. Tim Hortons is ass.
You know, Jen, America runs on Dunkin'.
It's better than Tim Hortons, and it's better than Coffee Bean. Coffee Bean coffee is actually ass. But God. My ass runs on Dunkin'.
Your ass runs on Dunkin'.
Just like we're running out of here because we've run out of time.
Oh no, we're out of time. Oh no. Oh, there'll be Halloween again, Jen.
Yes,
I look forward to Halloween again. I love Halloween time. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
I like Christmas too.
I like Christmas too, but this is the nightmare before Christmas, and I like that more.
It is. They go.
I like all the movies, the Hocus Pocuses, the Simpsons Halloweens, the Hellraisers, the Freddy Krugers. Don't forget
South Park Halloweens too. South Park Halloweens are great. Those are
the Halloween special. Yeah, we run through them all. We watch the Doug Halloween special where he goes to Funky Town. We watch all this crap, and I just want it all hooked in my veins all day. But you can hook Real Weird Sickos podcast in your veins. Make sure to like and subscribe to us. You can follow Jenna at Dojens. She's also Dojangles on YouTube. I am Charles Kahn, the Masked Bastard. I'm everywhere. I'm all over Twitter, Instagram, Minds. I'm on all this stuff.
He's everywhere.
Doing a lot of different things, spooky stuff, fun stuff. I'm sponsored by a coffee company, Coffee Brand Coffee. Use promo code BASTARD. You get a discount. So use that. And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.